ahead. Come sit down.
Okay.
Jennifer, your palms are all wet. Are you nervous?
No, I just sweat a lot.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. I sweat a lot, too.
Do you?
Yeah. What kind of strange things happening to you?
Well, I get robbed a lot at gunpoint.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I was helping these 3 guys jump-start their car, and they robbed me. Well, they had an argument about whether they would rob me or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do strange things happen on your dates?
Sometimes, I guess, yeah.
What do your dates think of you?
What are my dates like?
What do they think of you?
Well, a lot of times they're skeptical of my personality. They think I'm really spacey. They kind of wonder how I get through life.
Well, don't get robbed anymore.
Okay, I won't.
Now that we know a little bit more about Jennifer, we're going to show you a portion of the tapes that she saw. So watch closely, because you're going to get to vote, okay? First, there was Bruce. Now, he's from Baltimore, Maryland. He's turned off by vain women, and here's how he describes himself.
Bruce is a fun guy, likes to do a lot of romantic things, sunsets, walks on the beach, good wine, good music, good women. It's my motto.
Next, there was Alex. Now, he was raised in San Francisco. He likes to dance, cook, and play polo, and he explains his philosophy of life to us.
I believe in living for today. Somebody said life is what's happening while you're planning for tomorrow. So I don't sit around and plan for tomorrow. You see so many people who are upset because the sun's not shining. But I find a wonderful thing to do on a cloudy day.
Finally, there's GJ. Now, he likes to take girls on his boat and not leave the dock, so he says, and he also likes to act silly at parties.
Whenever I'm at a party, I always feel like I should be the center of attention. And so when I do go, whoever I go with feels left out. Last party I went to, my friend it was a New Year's Eve party, and I filled his fish tank with a couple of 6-packs of beer.
Okay. Now, before we find out who Jennifer chose, let's see all 3 men again, okay? First, there was Bruce. Now, he's a 28-year-old sales representative. And Alex, he teaches piano, and he's 34. And finally, GJ, and he's a 27-year-old financial consultant. Okay, audience, it's time to vote again. Who do you think's the best man for Jennifer? Here in the studio and at home, too. Please make your choice right now. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to find out who you selected and everything that happened on their date. We'll be right back. We're going to find out who the audience chose in just a little while, but first let's find out who Jennifer chose. Who did you select?
Alex.
Alex. Okay, now here on Love Connections, we hear both sides of the date. Alex is backstage, so let's welcome Alex Forrester. Alex, how are you? Alex, I'm going to get back to you in just a second, okay? What makes you pick Alex?
Because you used the word vapid. I really like that word.
Vapid?
Yeah.
Alex, what was your what did you think of first when you saw Jennifer?
Oh, it was heaven.
Okay, sounds like we're off to a good start. Yeah. Tell us what happened on the date.
Well, first, actually, during the day, he called me up and left me messages, which was, I work at a country club, and he left them at the switchboard, and they'd call me up and give me these messages.
Like what?
I don't really remember what he said.
Let's see if he does.
Okay.
See, do you remember what the messages were?
The first one was from Mr. Wright, just reminding her that tonight was the night.
Made me very nervous. I don't really like rhymes very much.
I see. So. Tell me what happened on your date.
Well,
okay?
So we went on a really nice cruise around the marina, which was my idea. And then he brought a bottle of wine and some bread, and then and he also used the expression joie de vivre in a sentence 3 times.
Joie de vivre.
Yeah, but in a sentence 3 times.
Oh.
So then it took so long for us to have the meal that he ordered another carafe of wine, and I was thinking, oh no, I don't think I should drink this much.
I mean, really?
Yeah, because I hadn't eaten all day.
Nothing?
Well, a little bit at 11:30, but anyway.
What time was it now?
It was about 8:30 or 9.
Oh my God.
I know. And so anyway, I guess I fell asleep in the salad because...
Asleep in the salad?
Wait, it gets worse.
Oh, it gets worse.
And then he realized he was going to have to take me outside, and I was like really holding on to him, and I ended up throwing up on his shoes.
You threw up on your date?
I know, it wasn't very nice.
Alex.
I've had that effect on people before. I can't help it. We ordered coffee to try to save this wonderful evening.
We did?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Well, what happened after you threw up on him?
Well,
It's a strange segue into another question. I know, but it's all I can get.
Well, I guess I threw up on his shoes. I don't even remember that. It was really nice because he protected my clothes. It was my roommate's clothes, actually. And then he drove me home.
Are these your clothes?
No, these are my roommates. This is actually what I wore on the date. You can tell that. So he drove me home, and I don't really remember very much. I just know he drove me home. Well, I do remember that he kind of used an English accent.
What did you say in English with an English accent?
We were just heading toward the front door and talking about the front door and how beautiful it was and that we were going to make it in an upright position, and we did.
He took you home and you don't remember anything else? Don't remember how it ended? How did you get to your room and
I
stuff?
don't know.
Carefully, very carefully.
I didn't have a hangover, though.
You didn't?
No.
You seem okay now.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who the audience picked for you. You kind of anxious to see that?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, let's do that right now. What did they pick? We're looking. Alex, 41%. You know, if you take the audience's advice, you may be able to have a sober date. And we'll pay for it. What do you think?
Can I say no?
Hey, Alex, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. You have a nice gift, and thanks for coming on the show, though.
I was hoping to make it through an entree with her.
Well, gee, what can I say? Maybe we'll see you again soon.
I hope so.
Okay, Jennifer, honey, thank you. We have a nice gift for you. You're delightful.
Thank
we hope
you.
to see you again, too. And we're going to come right back with just another couple in just a minute. Just watch. Okay, we're back. This time, let's meet a woman who chose a date from our video library. She was raised in Cleveland. She drinks expensive wines and likes to fool around, eventually. Please welcome Pam Pulaski. Pam? Hiya, Pam. We got to get this straightened out right away now, Pam. What do you mean you want to fool around eventually?
Well, I'm an old-fashioned girl, and I never fool around on the first date.
You think men find you attractive?
No, they don't find me attractive. They don't find me.
No, come on, Pam. You don't believe that?
No, it's true. It's true. I have a very attractive friend named Vicky, and we go out occasionally, and we sit down and at a bar or whatever, and I see the guys, you know, and out of the corner of my eye, I see where they're looking. I mean, it's very obvious.
Where are they looking?
They're looking at Vicky.
I don't believe you think you're ugly. Listen, on Love Connection, it doesn't matter because you did the choosing. Now, we're going to show a portion of the tapes that Pam saw, and pay attention because you're going to get to vote again. First, there was Dayton. Now, he's lived all over the West. He likes telling jokes, and he's about to make an announcement to his girlfriend.
I have just made a decision since last weekend, to end this relationship, and it's been a very short term. It's only been for 3.5 months. And in fact, I'll be announcing this to her tonight.
Next, there was Bruce. Bruce was raised in Los Angeles, and his girlfriends have to get along with his cat, so he says. I guess you would call him romantic.
I think gestures are real important. Something as simple as maybe sending a woman you're interested in a greeting card for no reason. Or maybe writing an affectionate note and sticking it in her purse or her shoe to when she finds it later.
Finally, there was David. David's from Buckeye, Arizona. He says he's competitive and he hasn't been dating much lately, and let's find out why.
I just like to meet ladies. I like to get to know them. I'd like some more friends. I just moved here from another city, and I would like to meet some ladies.
Pam, before you tell us who you chose, let's show the audience all three men once again, okay? First, there was Dayton. He's a 31-year-old pension plan consultant. And then there's Bruce. He's an author, and he's 31. And finally, David, who's 30, and he's a marketing executive. Okay, audience, you've met Pam. You've seen her choices. Who do you think's the best for her? Okay, we're going to find out who the audience picked a little later, but right now, let's find out who Pam selected.
I picked Dayton.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he was gorgeous.
Well, I can't wait to meet him. Let's say hello to Dayton right now. Please welcome Dayton Taylor. Hey, Dayton.
Hi, Chuck. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great.
Tell me what happened on your date.
We drove up in his car, and we went out to brunch, and although I made a mistake and I didn't have reservations for the place we went to brunch at, and so I was really impressed when he handed the hostess some denomination of money to get us in there. So I was impressed with that.
Before you tell me about the whole, it sounds like it went pretty well. I mean, from both sides. He said you grew on him, and you said you liked him right off. Why don't we get him out here?
Okay.
Have him join it. She seems they haven't seen each other since their date. So let's let them meet again, okay? Bring out Dayton Taylor. Dayton, come on out. What a guy. Well, seems like Dayton's the perfect date. Is that right? Did he do anything wrong?
Yes. Well, we went into a bookstore in Santa Barbara, and he picked up this little book called Big Boobs.
Big boobs.
No, it was a little book about big boobs. And
I'll let you guys work this out.
No.
Big boobs.
And he kept reading all these stories about if you have big boobs. And someone who is a 34 AAA does not relish hearing about women with big boobs.
Dayton, did you buy the book?
About to.
About to buy it, but you didn't.
But I already had a date, so I decided that Pam was going to be it for the day. I didn't need big boobs.
Well, other than that, Pam, did everything else work out okay?
Well, everything was going swimmingly, as they say, until we had dinner. And remember when we saw Dayton's honest tape where he said he was going and breaking up with this girl?
Yeah, right.
Well, I found out at dinner that he didn't break up with this girl.
Got to keep in mind that Pam's very aggressive now.
And in our conversations before we went out on this date, he described this girl as an 11.
On the tape, he said he was breaking up with her.
Absolutely. But what had happened was that she had flown off to Mexico for a little
Is this
over a week.
Pam or your...
No, my ex-girlfriend.
Miss 11, okay.
Yeah.
We'll just refer to her as 11. She'd flown to Mexico, yes.
Right, my ex-girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So upon returning from Mexico is when we had our discussion. So yes, at that time, I guess I had a girlfriend, yes.
At this very moment, you're free and clear.
Absolutely.
Must be a load off your mind, Pam.
Free and clear. So we're both right.
Well, now that that's all cleared up, I think we should see who the audience chose. Let's take a look at that right now, okay? Uh-oh. Bruce! The audience went for Bruce! Whoa! Well, you know what this means, Pam. If you want to follow the audience's advice and counsel, we can certainly pick up the tab for you and Bruce.
Well, it's a very nice gesture on your part, but as I recall, Bruce was the man who weighed less than I did, and I...
Listen, I guess you're going to have to catch the finances for your next date. Dayton, so. Yeah, but good luck to both of you. I guess we've done our job then. You guys are together.
You've done good.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we return, the audience is going to select a date for our next guest, and we're going to come right back. Okay, now we're going to try something just a little bit different. Our next guest was shown videotapes of 3 women, and rather than choose his own date, he has agreed to let our audience, our studio audience here, decide who he... Okay, Vinny. Here, I'll take that. Hand me that. That's okay. Why do you make a good boyfriend but not a very good husband, Vinny?
Oh, I guess I'm not very good in marriage.
Why not? Tell me about your marriages.
I'm 0 for 2. The first wife was literally in and out. It was quick. It was 5 months.
5 months, that's pretty quick.
The second wife was completely different. You walked into my house and all you heard was water. Constantly cleaning.
Cleaning all the time.
Unbelievable. If you went and got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, came back, the bed was made. It was... All right, I'll give you time.
What are your dates usually like? Tell me about some
My
of your
dates?
Yeah.
They either love me or hate me. And it all came about, I'd say, after my 0 for 2 marriage performance, when I really realized that women were much smarter than men.
Really? They like that?
Don't get too crazy. Don't get too crazy. They're 6 steps ahead of me, and I've learned not to listen to what they say.
Why?
Easy. No, I always thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
Concerning women. I was the best.
Hmm?
They were planning ahead. On a first date, they're thinking of armoires, throw rugs, end tables.
Decorating the place.
Of course. They're looking for furniture.
I see.
I'm looking to take them home. it's incredible, and you run on a streak. Sometimes you get hot, sometimes you get cold. I'm in a bad streak now. That's why I considered letting people choose for me.
We're going to show you some portions of the videotapes of the women that Vinny saw. Okay, now remember, Vinny has agreed to let the audience, our studio audience here, decide which one he should date. So watch very carefully. First, we have Becky. Now, she was raised in Arizona, loves rock and roll music. Let's hear what she has to tell you, okay?
I don't know what it is about my appearance, and they'll just come on very strong to me. Hey, baby, how's it going? And that turns me off. I like someone who's more subtle, who would come up and approach me with, hi, my name is John, and how are you this evening? Something rather than a big, strong, heavy line, like, haven't I met you before?
Well, that leaves you out, Vinny. She's looking for a guy named John.
I'm through.
Next, there was Karen. She was raised in Antioch, Illinois. She loves water sports, and she explains why she's still single.
None of my boyfriends, no matter how nice I am or how good I am to them, they just don't want to get married. Oh, well, my boyfriend I lived with for 7 years, he wanted to be a rock star, and he was writing music, and he said it would be bad for his image if he ever got famous if he was married. So that way, he was finally out. My other boyfriend, I think I was more successful than he was, and that he couldn't handle it. So that's what happened to him. And my other boyfriend wanted to have children.
And finally, we have Marcia. Now, she's from Wichita, Kansas. Her work has kept her on the road for a long time, and she's now ready for a change.
Yeah, I go out a lot, or have been. I feel like I've been in hibernation in a lot of ways, really, actually, kind of hiding inside, going through some changes. But I have been going out with people. And now I feel like I'm coming out of the shell, out of the cocoon, and I'm ready to really be involved. And I would like to marry, or at least live with, in a serious fashion, someone, and look at roots. I feel it's time to do that.
Okay, audience, now before you decide who Vinny should go out with, let's show you all three women again. Okay, first, there was Becky. Now, she's a 31-year-old personnel assistant. Then there's Karen. She's a fashion designer, and she's 32. Finally, Marcia, who is 37 years old, and she's a composer. Time to decide which of these three women would be the best date for Vinny. Make your choice right now, okay? Okay, we have a choice. Here it comes, okay? Karen. That's got to be. There it is, Karen, 45%. She had the rock star as a boyfriend who didn't want to get married because
She's got a lot of trouble with me now, what do you see?
Any ideas about your first date? What do you think you'll do?
Love Connection picks up the fee. I will take it to the racetrack immediately. Of course. You're not making a fortune here. You know, I got to double the money, triple the money. And if I bust out, back to the house for a swim.
You got a pool, of course.
I don't have a house or a pool, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Listen, I want you to go out on this date now, Vinny, and come back and tell us all about it. I can't wait to hear this one.
I know you can.
Okay, folks, that's our show for today. Because we believe that romance needs all the help it can get, we're going to be back tomorrow with more singles trying to make a love connection. I'm Chuck Woolery, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Some guest on Love Connection will receive.
Brenda, come on and say hi. How you doing, sweetie?
Hi, Ricky.
Good. Come join me on the couch. Brenda.
Yes?
First question I have to ask you is, what do you mean by very single?
I date 5 guys. And that's the way to be very single.
Boy, I guess. Gee, hey. Why are you here? Aren't 5 guys enough?
Well, 5 days already failed, and I had to fail the other 2.
Saturday, Sunday. Why do you think you'd need 2 husbands?
I'm a very active person.
You're going to give up your social life, this active social life, I might add, to get married.
Well, the time I get married, the day the ring is slipped on the finger, I will stop.
Stop what?
Hanky-pankying. But the night before, if I'm still single, I will mess around.
The night before you get married? Well, I tell you what, let's see if Brenda found the man to change her mind about staying single, okay? We're going to show you a portion of the tapes that Brenda saw. Now, you pay attention because you're going to get to vote. First, there was Joe. He's from Baltimore. He's into nutrition. And here's how he approaches women.
Well, I would tell a lady if she did move real nice to me that I like the way you move. You know, you look nice. And usually if the response is a smile, then whatever I feel like I'd say next or whatever she would say. But if it's a defensive attitude, like she's mad or didn't like it, I would leave it alone. But it has happened that after I've left it alone, she would make a move to me later. You know, it's usually like on a bus or something.
Next, there was Roth. He's from Oklahoma. He says he's hyperactive and he doesn't approach women.
I really don't approach women. Like some guys have their little lines or something like that. They say, hey, mama, or what's happening? You looking good? I think women are changing these days. I think they're the one that letting the guy know if they want to be seduced or not.
And finally, you watch Steve. Now, Steve's from Cleveland. He says very few women turn him down.
Just like the other night, me and my friend, we was pulling in the garage, you know, and some guy and his lady was, you know, standing outside the car. And as they was walking past, she said, "You sure cute." You know, so I started talking with her. She started talking with me. And then told me, pretend like I know her already, and slipped me her phone number.
Now, Brenda, you chose one of these men as your date. Before we reveal it to the audience, let's show them all three men again, okay? First, there was Joe. He's a 34-year-old construction worker. Then there was Roth, 27 years old, who works as a banquet waiter. Finally, Steve, he's a 30-year-old chauffeur. Okay, audience, you've just met Brenda. You've seen her choices. Who do you think is the best man for Brenda? Here in the studio and at home, please make your choice right now. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to find out who you selected and everything that happened on their date. We'll be right back. Now, in a little while, we'll find out who the audience picked, but right now, we're going to find out who Brenda selected. Okay, Brenda, who did you pick?
I picked Roth.
You picked Roth.
Yes.
Did you think he measured up to the guys you usually date?
No.
Now, I want to ask you something, Brenda. It sounds like you may have had some problems here. Where did they start? How did they start?
When we called the first time, his mother answered. He was sleeping. And then I told him I'll call him back again. We talked a couple minutes. Then I said I'll call him back tomorrow night, which was Thursday. And he was sort of like the guy on the phone. We talked about 5-10 minutes, and I told him we're going to go out Friday morning, and we're going to go to the beach about 10, then go out to like a late lunch, then go to a movie. That'd be a nice day. So I thought that was perfect. Well, Friday morning comes around. Call him at 10 o'clock. He's sleeping again.
Whoops. No beach time on Friday.
No. And I say, what time's a better time for you? He goes, 2 o'clock be good. I said, okay, 2 o'clock. So he shows up at 2:30.
Let me say this, okay? On Love Connections, we normally get both sides of the story. Now, Roth is backstage, okay? And let's meet him right now, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Roth.
Hi, Chuck. How you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Roth, let me ask you something. What did you think of Brenda on the phone?
Well, she was a very interesting lady from the very beginning, but as soon as she seen me in person, the whole complex of the whole date just changed completely from the very beginning.
How'd she look to you?
Well, I was looking to go out I have a very good time, but this woman had on a pair of brown sandals, green socks, a pair of jeans, and a green T-shirt that looked like she played for the Oakland A's. Well, I'm telling you, we were supposed to go out and have a good time, a night out on the town.
Well, Brenda, how did you feel about the way you were
Well,
dressed?
when he came through the door, he goes, my, what a pretty woman.
I'll give you some credit. You did look pretty good.
Did you find anything to talk about?
We did not talk. We argued from the moment on.
No, we never did.
Yes, we did.
We never did.
Yes, we did.
Listen, we talked mostly about your 5 boyfriends that you're currently dating right now.
Okay, wait a minute. Time out. The show is I plan the date, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I told you we're going to go to Redondo Beach, right? Where did we end up 2 hours later?
Where did you
Venice?
end up 2 hours later?
We went to Venice Beach from the very beginning. I thought that would be a nice place to walk the beach and get very romantic. But there was nothing romantic about our dates. No intimacy. As soon as she seen me, a mother-son relationship was established.
No, wait.
Whoa, no kidding.
Roth, wait.
Time out.
A mother-son relationship?
Exactly. She was 29, I was 27. I guess she was expecting an older guy.
Okay.
Now you tell me, you guys.
Okay.
Obviously, you didn't argue at all.
I am the date. You are the datee. I
Right.
plan.
Did you guys ever get to dinner?
Okay, well, yes, we finally did. We got lost from Venice to Redondo Beach, but we finally made it. And mostly at dinner, we didn't do too much. We didn't talk. She didn't even ask me anything about myself. I don't even know. I don't even think she know where I'm from.
Yes.
Or what
wait a
sign
minute.
I am.
Brenda, where's he from?
He originally is from Oklahoma.
What part?
You didn't ask.
Wait a minute. We're not going to get down to grade schools and high schools here. She nailed you, pal.
But okay, anyway.
Now, wait a minute. Where does he come from after Oklahoma?
He lives in Long Beach.
Is that right,
Oh,
Ron?
really? Yeah, that's true.
Well, have a fit. She was paying attention. Was the food good at least?
Oh,
Yes.
listen, believe me or not, this woman can put away some food. What? She can sit down and eat.
I have to ask. What? Wait a minute. What? I think I missed something there, Roth.
Okay,
What do you mean she can put away food?
She can sit down and eat competitively with any member of the LA round. I mean, she can put away some food.
Hold it. Now, wait a
There's
minute.
nothing wrong with that.
Now, wait a minute. She ought to have a chance here to, you should be able to defend herself.
Does an LA rim look like this?
Well, I don't know how it look on camera, baby, but
Yeah, okay.
Whoa.
Time
No.
out.
I'm almost afraid of what you did after dinner.
she said she needed her beauty sleep. She had to go to a wedding the next day. She wanted to be home by 8:30, and I did my best to get her home on time.
Yes. I
Did you-
told you I had a wedding, which was a lie, just to get away from you.
Time for just a second here. I guess you wouldn't call this a match made in heaven. It's going to be interesting to see who the audience chose. I can't wait to see this. Let's reveal and see who the audience chose out of this group. Let's show that right now. Oh my gosh, they picked Rock. Oh, Brenda, of course, if you follow the audience's advice, we'll pick up the tab for your next date. Is there any way on earth or in heaven that we could convince you to go out with Roth again?
Maybe in hell.
Oh, shit. Roth, thanks a lot for being with us, pal. Maybe we'll see you again sometime.
Oh, yeah, good luck, Brenda.
Thanks. Brenda, honey, thank you for being with us on Love Connection. That's all right, honey. Listen, that's fine. Thanks for being with us. Maybe we'll see you again soon, too.
Love Connection will be right back.
Welcome back. This time, let's meet a woman who chose a date from our video library. She was raised in Texas, but she learned all about life in Europe. Please welcome Mary Hayes. Come on up, Mary. How are you, honey? Hi, nice to see you.
Well, good to see you.
What did you learn about life in Europe?
Well, I grew up in Texas, and I was a very staunch Southern Baptist, and we had lots of don'ts. I learned lots of do's in Europe, and they were fun.
What did you learn? Want to talk about it, Mary?
Well, I learned that having a lot of fun really wasn't all that bad.
Mary, you got a little twinkle in your eye.
But I sure like to be in control.
Oh, is that right?
Isn't that awful?
Now that we know a little bit more about you, we're going to show you a portion of the tapes that Mary saw. Now, you pay attention because we're going to ask you to vote again, okay? First, there was James. Now, he was raised in California. Says he's a crazy man, and here's the kind of women he likes to date.
My lady friends, the ones that I am currently dating, range from 39 to 43. I prefer the younger ones. They keep me a little more on my toes, a little more lively.
Next, there was Robert. Now, he was raised in Florida, loves jazz, and here's how he feels about the generation gap.
Yeah, I don't like the new fangled dancing. I'll get out and jitterbug like crazy. And the new stuff, give me a couple of drinks and, you know, you'll think that I'm the world's greatest, or at least I'll think I'm the world's greatest. But I don't really like to do that.
And finally, you watch Jack. Now, he was raised in the Midwest, likes to play tennis, and here's what he says about himself.
I find that I'm a very sexual person. And I think that people are on different levels of sexuality. And you can read in the morning newspaper about the writing in, my husband wants to have sex and I don't, or just the reverse. And I think that it'd be important to have someone on the same level and be sexually compatible.
All right, now before we find out who Mary chose as her date, let's see all three of these men again, okay? First there was James. He's a 61-year-old general contractor. And then there was Robert. He's 51 and works as a freelance photographer. And finally Jack. He's a financial consultant and he's 52. Okay, audience, it's time to vote again. Who do you think is best for Mary? Here in the studio and at home, please make your choice right now, okay? Okay, Mary, who'd you select?
I chose Jim.
All right. On Love Connections, we always hear both sides of the date. James is backstage, so let's welcome James Van Hosen. Hi, James.
Hey, Chuck.
How are you?
Great. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. James, I'm going to come back and talk to you in just a minute. Let me ask Mary something, though. Why did you pick James?
Well, he had a sense of humor, and he seemed like he was a man of adventure.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. James, what was your first impression of Mary now that you'd never seen her before?
I knew she was a school teacher.
Oh, did you?
Sure. Talked a lot and lively as she could be.
Great. Sounds like you guys got off to a good start, yeah?
Well, we did. I called Jim, and we talked a little bit, and I said, gee, I hope you're able to go out by Sunday. We got to do this quick. And he said, well, as a matter of fact, I have the whole weekend open. Why don't we make it a whole weekend? I said, well, you know, I didn't really learn that in Europe, but anyway, I don't know, I felt comfortable with
That's
him
pretty
immediately.
adventuresome, though. I mean,
Yeah, well, you know, but you get feelings about people. But it was so comfortable. You know, I didn't have any qualms.
no problems at all.
No problems
Jim,
at all.
what if you hadn't liked her? I mean, that could have been a possibility, couldn't it?
True.
And
but,
she'd have been there for the weekend.
Well, I figured that, what the heck? I can, another weekend more or less in my life isn't going to make that much difference.
What happened next?
Okay, well, we had the couple of drinks, and we sat, and he asked me what I liked to eat and so forth. And he took me to this really neat restaurant. We had seafood, and the owner came over and personally fixed us the best stuff in the house. And then we went back to the condo, and we had a drink and went out on the balcony, and you know, that was very romantic, overlooking Long Beach. And
wow, that's a very romantic evening, James.
So
yeah, that was quite pleasant.
the first evening was his, and the next day was mine. And we went on a cruise out of Port Sacal, a Sunday brunch thing.
The band was great.
The band was
Did you
wonderful.
dance some more?
Oh,
Oh,
we
my
danced
God,
some more,
yes.
and Jim kept wanting them to play Happy Birthday to him, but his birthday isn't until November.
Well, that's okay. Hey, listen, a little early celebration. I'm with you, James.
We had a really great time, and he does have a wonderful sense of humor,
Lots of romance.
and yeah, there was romance.
That's wonderful. You guys, I tell you, I can just see Jim on the screen, but you look like a great couple. How did it end?
He waved kisses to me goodbye, and I went home, and then he went to Hawaii.
Oh, nice. That's
He skipped
great.
town, is what he did.
Well, you couldn't see him till tonight anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two make a delightful couple. You really do. I'd like to see who the audience chose, wouldn't you?
Sure.
I'm kind of anxious
I
to
would
see.
like to
Okay,
see.
let's take a look and see that now, all right? They chose Jack. If you want to follow their advice and go out with Jack, you can sure try that. Or whatever you want to do. What do you want to do?
I'm not so sure I want to go out with Jack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who would you like to go out with?
I'd go out with Jim again.
Would you? Jim?
That's a date.
Why don't you come out here and join us, Jim? Nice to meet you. Come over and say hi to your date. We haven't seen each other since Hawaii.
What's the name of the show?
Oh, that's all right. It's okay to forget the name of the show is excusable, just as long as you don't forget her name.
But he did.
Have a seat.
He forgot who I
Have a
was.
seat, folks. I want to tell you something. You are a delightful couple. You really are. It's so nice of you to come and share your date with us. We really appreciate it. We have a nice gift for both of you. We're going to take a break, and when we return, the audience is going to select a date for our next guest. Now we're going to try something a little bit different. Now, our next guest was shown videotapes of 3 women, and rather than choosing his own date, he has agreed to let our audience in the studio here decide who he should go out with, okay? Let's meet him right now. In 1981, he became the world champion speedway motorcycle racer. He retired from motorcycle racing to star in the hit television series Chips, and he was recently voted one of America's 10 sexiest male athletes. Please welcome Bruce Penhall. Hey, Bruce. I know none of these kinds of questions are easy to answer because it always feels like you're aiming all your attention at yourself. But you have been voted one of America's 10 most sexiest male athletes. I mean, that's got to be nice. How do you feel about that?
Well, I find it really flattering, but I'm an athlete, and I was working really hard to become world champion, and I won the World Speedway champion the last 2 years in a row, and I worked really hard at it, and I'm really happy to see that there's a lot of people out there that are noticing motorcycle riders as...
Well, you're a good-looking guy, Bruce.
Whatever you
They're
want
going
to
to
call
notice
it.
you for sure.
But see, I don't have any grease under my fingernails, I promise.
I'm going to ask you, do women chase after you?
I've been hoping that they're going to chase after me, but they still haven't. You know, I walk really slow and hope they're going to run after me.
I do the
They
same
never
thing.
do.
It doesn't work for me either. What kind of woman makes you feel most comfortable? You really?
I like quiet women, really. And I like women that are after a career. And I like pretty women, obviously. I think every guy likes a pretty woman.
Sure. Now, you've seen a little bit about Bruce. You know a little bit about him. We're going to show you some portions of the videotapes that Bruce saw. Now, remember, Bruce has agreed to let the audience decide which one he should date, so watch very carefully. Okay? Here we go. First, there was Heidi. Now, she's from Wisconsin. She says that men like her eyes, and she's never been on a blind date, and tells us a little bit more about it.
Well, it's funny because I really don't date a lot. I mean, really not a lot, like twice a year. I don't know if it's because no one ever asks me out. Well, it might be because I've kind of had this relationship. And even though that's not dating because we're friends and we'll stay home or whatever, so it's really not dating. But that has kind of kept me away from dating, except for real occasionally.
Okay, next, Bruce took a look at Lori. Now, Lori was raised on both coasts. She likes to do things on the spur of the moment. She loves dancing, new wave music. Let's hear what she has to say.
all the scandal. Going from one city to the next. That used to excite me. That really did. Used to be flying off to Vegas for the weekends, and entertainers used to excite me, and people, that sort of nature of it. Now it's getting into computer technicians.
Okay, finally, there was Janie. Now, she was raised in Pennsylvania. She goes to the movies at least twice a week. She likes playing hard to get, and she tells us what she looks for in a man.
Being an artist, I'm like a very imaginative, creative person. And when I see someone who's using their creativity or their imagination, and that turns me on a little bit more. Usually, if they're very creative, they might be like wimpy physically, you know.
Before you decide who Bruce should go out with, let's show you all three one more time. Okay, first there was Heidi. Now, she's a 25-year-old model. Then Laurie, she's an office manager, and she's 24. Finally, Janie, she's a 28-year-old portrait artist. Now, you've met Bruce, you've seen his choices. Who do you think you should go out with? Now, we're going to ask you to make your choice right now. I believe the audience votes have been tabulated. Here we go. Let's see what they are. Take a look. Oh, by and large, yeah, 48% for Heidi. So listen, as soon as you get back from your date, you come back on the show and tell us how it went.
I sure will.
It'll be fun having you back.
This.
How you doing, huh?
Thank you.
Why do you think a couple should live together before marriage?
Well, I feel it's very important for a couple to really know each other. And you can date someone for about 5 years, but if you don't see the way they brush their teeth, the way they do their laundry, and even their cooking habits, I think it could mean a big difference.
Physical attraction important to you?
Well, I think to begin with it is. That's the first thing you see about someone. So to begin with, it's fairly important, but if someone's a little overweight, that's okay, because I plan on whipping them into shape with me. And if they're a little nearsighted, that's okay too, as long as they know it's me when I start walking towards them. That would help.
I don't have any strange type of behavior, like walking around the middle of the night with candles in my hand. I don't do any of that. I just consider myself a pretty normal earthling.
Then there was Rene. Now, he was raised in Cuba. He's a father, and here's what he says about himself.
Try to be what I am without trying to live up to somebody else's expectations, which don't necessarily coincide with yours. And I would say that being happy is being able to be myself.
And finally, you watched Bruce. Now, he was raised in Ohio. He used to work with Playboy bunnies. and he tells us about one experience. I can't wait to hear this.
It was in April around Easter, and the bunny from Baltimore invited me out to the jacuzzi, and I wasn't supposed to accommodate her, but I did, let alone talk to her. But she went out the back way, around the bar through the glass doors. I went through the driveway, and we had a little rendezvous in the jacuzzi area. Yeah, she was quite wild.
Okay, Sally selected one of those men as her date. Before she tells us who she chose, we're going to show you all three men again, okay? First, there was Ozzy. Now, he's a 28-year-old attorney. Then there's Renee, a 35-year-old electronics technician from New York. And finally, Bruce, a 32-year-old exotic cocktail waiter. Why not? Okay, audience, it's time for your voting machines. Now, you've met Sally. You've seen her choices. Who do you think's the best man for her? Here in the studio and at home, too, please make your choice right now. Now, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll meet a man who Sally selected. We'll meet the man, as a matter of fact, and find out everything that happened on their date. You stay with us. We'll be right back. We'll find out who the audience chose a little later, but right now, let's find out who Sally chose, okay? Who did you select, Sally?
It was Ozzy.
Ozzy. Okay. Now, in Love Connections, we get both sides of the story. We ask our couples not to speak to each other after their date, and we keep them apart so that they'll be less inhibited about telling their story, okay? Ozzy is backstage, so let's say hello to Ozzy Espino. Hi, Ozzy. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Ozzy, I want to come back and talk to you in just a minute, but let me ask Sally some questions first here. Why did you pick Ozzy?
I felt that Ozzy had a very good sense of humor, and that's very important to me. And the other real important thing was that he said he liked tall blondes, hourglass figure. Well, I'm taller than some people. There's a little bit of blonde in there, and I've got an hourglass figure. I can't help it that my sand is shifted more to the bottom.
Fair enough. Ozzy, how was Sally different from the girls you usually date? You'd never seen her before, usually.
She's about 4 inches shorter, and she eats with her hands.
Tell us what happened on your date, huh?
Well, we decided to go to Catalina for the day. The weather was terrific, and I picked him up bright and early in the morning. We got to Catalina. It was a little overcast, and I had made I made a big pasta salad.
Oh, really?
I love to cook. That's why I said the sand is shifted.
We talked about the days.
Did you like that, Ozzy? Was the pasta salad one of your favorites?
Yeah, I heard about it for days, and it was really good. I ate 3 helpings of it.
What happened next?
Well, the first thing we did was that we rented one of those electric golf carts to take a little self-tour on the island. And we did.
Yeah?
And I think they should put seatbelts in those things.
Why is that?
For drivers like Ozzy.
Oh.
With Ozzy.
On a golf cart, yeah. What happened then?
We spent the day there, and we left late afternoon because we had a party to go to. Friends of mine were having a very big party, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun to go there. So since I had driven, first we got back around 7 o'clock off the boat, and we first made a stop at Ozzy's place that he can change for the party. Then we had to drive all the way back over the hill to my place so that I can get ready for the party. And then we went to the party. And I think it was a great time. I think he enjoyed it also.
Is party good?
It went till about 3 in the morning.
That's a late party.
It's a fairly late party, or early for the next morning, depending on how you look at it. And then, since we had my car, I had to drive him home. But it was very late, and I figured, rather than driving all the way over that side of the hill and then coming back over here, I said, you can crash on my couch. I thought that was a very nice offer. He said he had to go home and feed the dog. So, back in the car, back over the hill. At this point, I am very tired. I've been up
since 4:30 in the morning.
That's right. And we started the date at around 7 o'clock in the morning. So rather than driving all the way home, I camped out on his couch.
And that's how it ended. Okay, now it's time to find out who the audience picked, okay?
Okay.
Let's see who they picked. Look right over here. The audience picked Bruce.
Bruce?
There's your audience, folks. Now, Sally, we picked up the tab for your first date. You know how it works on Love Connection. If you want to go out with Bruce, we'll pick up the tab for that. Whatever you want to do. If you want to go back out with anybody else.
Well, a male exotic waiter is a little bit too much for me. I'm going to stick with Ozzy.
Yeah, is that okay with you, Ozzy?
It's great, yeah.
You guys are going to go out again. You're on your own. Come on out, Ozzy. Nice to meet you. There's your date. Y'all want to sit down on the couch here and listen. I hope you have a great time together. Thank you very much for being on Love Connection. It's nice to meet you both and have you share your date with us. We have a nice gift for both of you as well, okay? And I tell you what, we're going to come back with another couple in just a minute. Stay with us. All right, we're back. This time we're going to meet a man who chose a date from our video library. He's from Brooklyn. He loves all music except rock. Please welcome Gary Cotton. There's his coach. It's Cotton.
That's the way we say it.
All right, I want to get it right now.
Right.
You were married for 20 years.
That's about the way it was.
Now, you've dated, have you dated much since your divorce?
Not too much. A little here and a little there. Make the most of whatever you do on the there.
Okay. What attracts you to women?
Depends on which direction they're coming from.
Oh, you think you'll ever get married again?
I love to get married again. What did I learn in 20 years? Nothing.
All right, we know a little bit more about you, Gary, and we're going to show you a portion of the tapes that Gary saw, okay? So pay very close attention because you're going to get to vote again. Now, first there was Kelly. She's from Cincinnati. She hates bad manners and feels that at a certain age, men begin to wander.
You know, really, at my age, I'm not looking for marriage again. You know, once was enough. But most men our age are looking for someone 20 years younger. A lot of my friends' husbands have left them for Twinkies.
Okay. Next, there was Barbara. Now, she's from Boston. She likes a man to be a gentleman, but says it's okay for women to be aggressive.
Then I also consider I'm the kind of person that has a lot of initiative. And I don't see anything wrong with talking to a man in an elevator on a street corner. Once in a restaurant, I was out on a date, but I thought the gentleman sitting at the next table was very handsome and animated, and so I passed him my card.
And finally, Fellaine. Now, she's from St. Paul. She says she goes for personality first, but these are the kind of looks that she goes for.
I just seem to like small men that are short, slender. I do love thick, gray, curly hair. I must admit that's a kind of a turn on.
All right. Now, before we find out who Gary chose as his date, let's see all three women once again, okay? First, there was Kelly. She's a 51-year-old English teacher. Then Barbara. She's a 48-year-old journalist. And finally, Fellaine, a 45-year-old business manager. Okay, audience, it's time to vote again. Who do you think's the best lady for Gary? Here a little later, but right now, let's find out who Gary selected, okay? Gary?
Well, after reviewing all the information I had, there was only one possible choice. What else but a small, bushy, gray-haired old man?
So you picked yourself?
Obviously. No, Fellaine.
You picked Fellaine. I got you, okay. On Love Connection, we always get both sides of the story. Fellaine's backstage. Let's say hello to Fellaine Bamel, I think it is. Fellaine, how are you, hon?
Hi.
Now, he obviously got to see you before you got to see him. What was your first impression of Gary?
Well, he did try to prepare me. When he called me for the date, he said he was going to come to the door kneeling, carrying a picture of a man with thick, gray, curly hair.
Funny. Okay. Gary, tell me about your date.
Well, it was an absolute disaster.
Oh, it was?
I mean, that's an understatement of the century. Showed up about 2.5 hours late.
Oh, my gosh.
And knocked on the door with a lot of courage, though, you know. She opened the door, but she was smiling. And that was fantastic. You know, I felt comfortable because she smiled, and we got out.
And I asked him if he was coming from China.
Okay, then what happened?
She said she'd like to go really up the coast, someplace up the coast, and we took a drive all the way up the coast, and we got to this restaurant by the beach, and I saw the sign that said no parking. That's the only parking spot there was. So she said she liked long drives, so I made 25 U-turns on the highway there.
I thought we'd never get out of the car. We were going to be stuck there forever. I told him 3 strikes and you're out. Come on, park this car. I don't care where you parked it.
Okay. All right.
That's why I parked.
Now what?
Okay, we got in. We gave our name, put it down on the list. They told us it'd be about an hour wait.
Oh, my gosh.
Turned out to be a little longer. They lost our name on the list. I don't know how they can lose it, but they did. 2 hours later, we got seated.
You waited for 2 hours at this restaurant?
Well, you have to hear what happened in my waiting.
Well, what did you do?
I limped in. I said, I can't stand. I got to have something to eat. Didn't help. I asked people, did they have doggy bags when they leave? They could leave it with me. I said, do they have a breakfast menu?
Are you liking this, or are you really just...
Oh, I thought it was hysterical. I really did.
Well,
I mean, people were coming up and saying, he's really a hard person to contain, isn't he?
What else happened? Finally got him to sit down, obviously.
Well, not so easy. I had one guy say, don't pay the bill. Show him. I says, I'll tell you what, I'll sit with you. And when they come, you tell them. I'll back you up.
I love it. Okay, now, so you obviously paid the bill.
On the way home, stopped off at there was a beautiful little a market there. We wanted to get a newspaper.
Yeah.
They tell me the newspaper's in the back of the liquor department.
Right.
So we went in the back, bent over to get a newspaper. We turned around to walk out. The place was closed. They locked the place up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, see?
Filane! You poor baby! This is hysterical. It really
You
is.
should have seen the look on the man's face when we started calling, help, let us out of here.
We get out, we get in the car, we're on the way home, and we get home, and I con her, says, why don't you invite me up, we'll have a cup of coffee. She says, fine, come on, and, you deserve at least a cup of coffee. So she gets up there, she makes a cup of coffee, she finishes the coffee, she says, here's your coffee. I said, gee, Filane, I'm sorry, I don't drink coffee. Just get up!
Filane?
Believe me, I would have liked to spill it on him, but I contained myself.
Well, it sounds like you had a pretty good date anyway, aside from all of those crazy things that happened. At least she gave you something to talk about.
It was something to talk. It was a great date. The girl has got the greatest sense of humor to put up with that. Has to have the best sense of humor in the world.
Let's take a look and see who the audience voted for, okay? We're going to reveal that right now. I'm kind of curious. They picked Barbara. Okay, now the audience chose Barbara. You know how it works on Love Connection. If you want to go out with Barbara, we'll pick up the tab.
Well, I think Filane deserves another date to make up for that.
Okay, well, Filane, are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay, well, come on out and join us. Welcome here. Thank you both very much for sharing your story with us on Love Connection. We have a nice gift for both of you. Okay? We're going to take a break, and when we return, the audience is going to select a date for our next guest. We're going to come right back and do that in just a minute. Okay, our next guest was shown videotapes of 3 women, and rather than choose his own date, he's agreed to let our audience decide who he should go out with. So let's meet him right now. He's the reigning world champion of the International Karate Association, and he says his favorite dates take place in his living room. Please welcome Tim Baker. Come on up, Tim. Okay, now before we talk about your living room, I guess you should give us a definition of what a date is. What's a date to you?
Potato chips and cable TV.
That's what you like?
No, actually, when a lot of times when you go out on a date, you'll meet somebody earlier in the afternoon, you'll get along really good, and you start to get kind of close, and so then you say, oh, well, great, we'll get together and we'll go on a date. And then when you finally do go out on the date, you come back and there's an absolute stranger in front of you. She's all dressed up real nice, and all of a sudden you have to go through that whole process again.
The ritual of dating. Yeah, okay. How would you describe your personality?
Scattered.
Really, is it? It is. And how in the world can your personality be scattered when in karate everything's got to be so focused and defined?
When I'm in the ring, it's a different story, because then you can concentrate completely on the matter at hand. This guy's trying to knock your head off, and so you've got to be able to get out of the way and counterattack and do the things, to keep from, getting killed.
It's kind of like a date.
It really is.
So we know a little bit about you. Based on Tim's preferences, he was shown videotapes of 3 women. We're going to show you a portion of the tapes that he saw right now, okay? Now, you and the audience at home, too, watch very closely, because you're going to pick the woman who goes out with him, all right? First, there was Nancy. She's from Connecticut. She's into gourmet cooking. She says she knows herself pretty well.
I think I have a strong, aggressive personality, and sometimes that's overbearing. I am very committed, and I have strong convictions. I tell the truth, and I usually tell it straight, and that's uncomfortable for them. So in that regard, I'm, overpowering.
Okay, next there's Linda. Now, she likes art galleries and museums, and she says it's hard to meet men, so recently she took matters into her own hands.
And it was the first person I had seen in a long time that I was interested in. And I liked what I saw, so I said, what the hell? Why not? So I sort of went after him. I think it's very hard to meet people that are compatible to me. I just find this very hard to meet people that I'm attracted to or interested in.
And finally, there's Sally. Now, she says she always goes home alone on a first date. She's recently divorced and just getting back into the dating scene.
I married when I was a teenager, and I haven't done much dating, and it's, you know, trying to get to know the person and think of the conversation and what you like to do, and it's hard when you're used to someone for a long time, and it's awkward, but it's also kind of fun, too.
Okay, audience, before you decide who Tim should go out with, let's show you all three women one more time, okay? First, there was Nancy, a 28-year-old account executive, and Linda, an administrative assistant, and she's 29. Finally, Sally, she's 33, and she works in real estate. That's all three of them. It's decision time. Which one of these three women would be best for Tim? That's our question to you. Make your choice now, okay? Pressing all the buttons. I think the audience tabulation is ready. Is it ready? Okay, who is it? Linda. Okay, 44%. How do you like Linda? Good.
I like it. I like it.
Now, I gotta tell you.
You've got good taste. You've got good taste.
What do you think you'll do on your date? What do you think you'll do?
Definitely not cable TV and potato chips. No. There's something more than that. I'll think of something devious, sinister.
You're going to come back and tell us all about what happens to you?
I sure will.
Everything else? That's our show today because we believe romance needs all the help it can get. We're going to be back tomorrow.
On Love Connection will receive one of the following. This is Rod Roddy speaking for Love Connection.